Hey everybody, I'm now at one of the busiest land border in the world, the Woodlands checkpoint. For many travelers, this checkpoint is the gateway from Singapore to Johor Bahru, Malaysia via road. On foot, every time I travel across the Singapore Causeway by road, whether going into Johor Bahru or returning back to Singapore, one question keeps popping into my mind. Am I still able to walk across the causeway? Since the lockdown has ended, I've not seen anyone walk across it before. Is walking across the causeway no longer allowed, or people just stopped doing it altogether? As I couldn't find a clear answer online, so today I've set myself a mini challenge to find out firsthand if walking across the causeway is still possible. My journey starts from where I stayed last night, near KSL Shopping Centre in Johor Bahru. The plan is simple. I walk all the way back to Singapore, just like what I used to do over 20 years ago. Yes, I have done that before. Back then, travelling between Singapore and Johor Bahru was a different experience. Traffic jam, especially on Friday evening, were an absolute nightmare. So instead of waiting for buses get stuck in endless jam, I used to be able to walk the 1 kilometer causeway by foot. However, that was more than 20 years ago. And it wasn't just me. In those days, bus drivers stuck in standstill traffic would let bus passengers off right on the bridge to walk to the custom. Imagine passenger alighting the bus, weaving between stationary cars and buses, all while navigating the fumes and chaos. Those were truly the cowboy days. This walk brought back so many memories of a time when things were less structured and incredibly flexible. While the days of weaving between buses and cars might be gone, the spirit of adventure remains in me. Can we still walk along the causeway now? Post-lockdown, I no longer see anyone walking on the causeway. I am not sure whether it is not allowed to do so or just people refuse to do so now. I am not able to get a satisfactory answer when I check the internet. So, what I'm going to do is to go and find out the answer myself today. I am going to set myself a mini challenge. What I'm going to do now is to walk from where I stayed the night before near KSL Shopping Mall back to Singapore. And let's see if I'm able to get an answer for myself today. My plan. I checked my Google Map. From where I am now, it will just be a straight road along Tebrau highway all the way to a flyover kind of traffic junction. Then keep left and follow along the highway. I should be able to reach Jalan Wong Fook. Then cut through the City Square shopping mall. I should be able to reach the Malaysian custom. After getting my passport stamp, I would be able to be let out of the immigration custom, then find a passageway to get out of the building into the streets, and then hopefully find my way through the small lane leading to the causeway. Once I'm able to reach the causeway, I would be able to walk along the road and towards Singapore. I have walked that journey before, but that was more than 20 years ago. I hope my memory do not fail me now. Okay, that's my plan for this morning. Is Johor Bahru safe? The Johorian and Singaporeans living on both sides of the causeway all heard of the not so pleasant stories being narrated by people we all know or from the news article itself. All those that we read or heard about are news that is not so great. I do not deny that snatch thieves do operate and such news do creep out a few times in a year. But as someone who has seen the world, been to the real dodgy part of the world elsewhere, I naturally do have a slight higher appetite for risk. All that's been said, I do not undertake risk just for the sake of doing it. Here are some of my risk mitigation strategy. I make sure that I'm walking facing the car traffic wherever possible. I also need to ensure that my hand carry bag is sling and the bag facing away the traffic. Tebrau Highway flyover. I am reaching the flyover at the end of the Tebrau Highway. It is not as straightforward as before for now. What is in front of me is this massive construction work taking place here. Probably it is related to the RTS that connects from Singapore to another station located somewhere around here. The road is not as well paved as previously, and at certain parts I have to walk along the road meant for cars. So just be a little bit more careful as I'm encroaching onto the path that is meant for cars. Remember, cars have the right of way at this part of the road. Over at this flyover, there are roads branching out in different directions. I am a little bit confused as to which way lead to Jalan Wong Fook. The Google map does not seem to work here. The good thing is to take reference of the tall buildings around me. These are Johor Bahru CBD skyline. Follow towards that direction should be fine. I do, however, got myself mentally prepared to backtrack if this direction does not work out. Luckily, I got my direction correct. Jalan Wong Fook. I'm so happy to get out of the not so friendly part of the road, which is at the flyover section, and into the more secure pavement along Jalan Wong Fook. Setting foot on Jalan Wong Fook makes me feel more secure as I'm about to reach the Malaysian Custom Immigration building at the end of this road. My last time stepping on Jalan Wong Fook road by foot was around 15 years ago. 15 years later, the cityscape is completely different. This stretch of the Johor Bahru looks like any big city like Hong Kong and Singapore with all the tall, modern glass buildings. Two mega shopping malls line the entire length of Jalan Wong Fook at one side, the Komtar JBCC and the Johor Bahru City Square. At this juncture, I make a diversion from the journey to visit the Little India and Chinatown of Johor Bahru. You may refer to my previous video located above on that. I go back to the back lane behind Jalan Wong Fook. I remember during my last trip decades ago, I was here to have my barbecue stingray. That took place during the night time. During the hot midday, most stores are still not open yet, except for some cooked food stores. These outdoor backstreet hawkers are better patronized at night, when the night weather is much cooler. I also pay a visit to the famous curry fish head, Kamlong restaurant. Almost every Singaporean who have been to Johor Bahru knows about this restaurant. Too bad I am all alone now, so not a good time to have such steamy, spicy, hot food today. Johor Bahru City Square. I retreated back into the air-conditioner Johor Bahru City Square. Let me go into the JB City Square to blow some aircon and have a quick tour of this place before leaving JB altogether. Johor Bahru City Square is a shopping center and office building close to the Singapore Johor Causeway. The building interior consists of a 7-story mall with 5 levels of retail outlet space, including a 36-story office block. Fun fact, while I'm researching on this shopping mall, this mall has a majority ownership by the Government of Singapore Investment Corporation, GIC, which owns more than 70% of City Square shares. Anyway, there are all kinds of delicious old traditional shops that are found all over Malaysia is situated within the shopping mall itself. Having all the shops located within one building, people can buy all the things that they would like without even having to leave this shopping mall. One can find massage center, nail spa, restaurants, and even Oriental Kopi that is so raving popular in Malaysia and is about to step into Singapore stores in the next week or so. I thought of getting a meal at Oriental Kopi here and get a head start before all my Singaporean friends get to taste it in Singapore. Unfortunately, I am probably not alone in thinking that the queue is terribly long, and I suspect many of them are Singaporean or visitors from Singapore. After all, I am pretty confident in saying that most of the people found in this City Square Mall belong to such demographics. I am sure many people do not know there is a rooftop garden situated at City Square. This place offers a good and cheap place to park car and to watch the human traffic or car traffic along the Jalan Wong Fook. The cinema is also situated around this level. I remember coming here for a movie before, but that was so many years ago. Anyway, coming here is just a memory trip for me. Komtar JBCC. Since I'm already here, I may as well visit Komtar JBCC, which is the shopping mall that is next to City Square. After all, this is the other big mall along Jalan Wong Fook. From a first impression itself, it is obvious that this mall is so much quieter than the City Square. I was, however, attracted by a cat cafe and spent some time watching the cats from outside the cafe. Okay, it's time for me to wrap up my 24 hours or so in Johor Bahru and to continue on my walking journey back to Singapore from Johor Bahru as well. At this juncture, let me talk about how to go about living this massively huge shopping mall to the JB custom, which is linked by the overhead walkway. If you are at level 2 of the JB City Square, look out for the signage Jalan Wong Fook Bridge and follow through. You will come across the massive cotton on shop. Be a little bit thick-skinned to cut through the shop space, and at the end of the shop is where the link way is located. The lesser intrusive way is to go to level 3. Same thing, look out for Wong Fook Bridge and follow through the shops. Through some twists and turns along those convoluting shops, once you see Uniqlo, take the escalator down and you will also find yourself at the same spot as outside Cotton On. Personally, I got a little bit lost while trying to wriggle myself out of this shopping mall, so hope that this small little piece of tips helps. Final mile to Malaysian custom. In between the Johor Bahru CIQ checkpoint and Johor Bahru City Square is a building called JB Central. Johor Bahru Central is an integrated transport hub. Inaugurated in 2010, it replaced the closed Johor Bahru railway station located 200 meters south of it. Johor Bahru Central is also the southern terminus of KTM intercity train service Follow through the human traffic flow, chances are you will not get lost, or rather, you will be heard all the way from City Square to the CIQ. Crossing the Johor Bahru Singapore land border. I passed through the electronic gates again, with no passport stamp, and it is super fast. Passing through the custom, I take the escalator down at the street level, and instead of walking towards the bus stop, I walk towards the Causeway. This is the point that I'm stopped by the police, despite the fact that I tell the police I intend to walk the Causeway back to Singapore. The police replied me, "You have to take the bus, you cannot walk on the Causeway." "But police, I tried that before last time." Then I was given a reply, "The only time people are allowed to walk along the Causeway is when the transportation between Singapore and JB is down." I find that reply is a little bit hard to sink in. Although this may not be the official statement, I have to accept that statement. Just remember, at the custom officer has got the absolute final say within this territory. And of course, throughout the encounter, I have to keep my camera so that I won't get into trouble. I have no other choice but to turn back to the bus station to take the bus over the Causeway. So the conclusion is that I am not able to successfully cross the Causeway by foot at the very last mile. But it is always gratifying to step onto the home soil eventually. For such consolation, please drop a like on my futile attempt and subscribe if you like this channel. And see you at my next destination.